Relax, Caleb. I've got your back. It's solid. You know that.
Yeah, but what if it's too ambitious? The scholarship judges won't take us seriously if it looked half-baked.
Lucas leaned back in his chair, grinning. Relax, Caleb. I got your back. Solid. You know that. I hesitated, scanning my sketches of sensors and AI algorithms. Yeah, but what if it's too ambitious? The scholarship judges won't take us seriously if it looks half-baked. Half-baked? Man, look at this, he said, pointing at my diagram. This is genius. AI tracking pollution levels in real time? This could change the world. I swallowed, feeling that familiar mix of pride and nervousness. It's not just genius. It's our chance, our last shot before college applications blow us apart. Lucas laughed softly. We've got years of teamwork behind us. Remember the solar-powered robot? The one that almost won state. I grinned despite myself. Yeah, except it didn't. But this time feels different. He leaned forward, elbows on the table, eyes sparkling. It is different. This one's ours. You and me, no distractions. I nodded, feeling a surge of hope. Working with Lucas always made me feel like we could conquer anything. He understood me in ways no one else did. So, step 1, I said, flipping to a clean page, data collection. Sensors, API integration, live environmental monitoring. We'll need constant updates. Lucas scribbled alongside me. And I can handle the hardware design. You know I love that part. Hardware's your thing. Software's mine, I said. Together we're unstoppable. Exactly, he said, grinning again. We've got this. Imagine presenting to the committee. Everyone's jaws on the floor. I shivered at the thought. It was exhilarating and terrifying at the same time. I want to prove I'm more than the quiet guy who helps with ideas. Lucas's grin softened. Caleb, you're brilliant. Don't doubt that. But I get it. You want recognition. You deserve it. Don't worry. I'll make sure everyone knows it's your brain behind this. Thanks, man, I said, feeling a warmth in my chest. I mean it. It's weird. I've wanted this so badly for years. And now, it's actually happening. Lucas leaned back, stretching. Yeah. And hey, if we win this scholarship, it's life-changing. Colleges, opportunities, everything. I bit my lip. I know. But it's not just about winning. It's about showing we're capable, that all those hours weren't wasted. Exactly, he said. All the late nights, the coding errors, the caffeine overdose, you name it. It'll pay off. I laughed despite the tension. Caffeine overdose? That was one night. One night? Dude, that was a week, he teased. I shook my head, smiling. Fine. But seriously, we can't screw this up. Lucas's tone shifted just slightly. We won't. I promise. And Caleb, he hesitated. I wouldn't be doing this with anyone else. I looked at him, feeling a mixture of gratitude and suspicion I couldn't place. Yeah, me neither. The bell rang, snapping me back to reality. Class starts in 5. We should go over the proposal with Ms. Harper. Lucas packed his bag, still grinning. Lead the way, genius. Let's impress the mentor before she even opens her mouth. Walking down the hall, I felt the familiar thrill of possibility. This project could define our futures. I glanced at Lucas, thinking about how lucky I was. He had charm, skill, and confidence I envied. I trusted him completely. He was my brother and everything that mattered. But beneath that trust, a tiny voice whispered, make sure you don't lose yourself along the way. I shook it off, focusing on the excitement instead. We were a team, a perfect partnership. And for the first time in my senior year, I felt like the world was finally within reach. Caleb, Lucas said quietly as we entered Ms. Harper's classroom, whatever happens, we do this together. I nodded, smiling. Together. Caleb, are you sure this algorithm handles variable pollution inputs? Lucas asked, leaning over my shoulder. His voice was casual, but his eyes lingered a fraction too long on my code. I triple-checked it, I said, feeling a twinge of unease. It adapts in real time. Why? Lucas shrugged. Just curious. I thought we could optimize it further. Maybe tweak the AI's weighting parameters. I nodded slowly. I guess we could, but it's already efficient. Any more changes could break it. He grinned, but something in it felt off. Maybe. Or maybe we're missing something subtle. I just don't want the judges to notice flaws. I felt a flicker of doubt. Lucas had always been confident, but now his curiosity seemed pointed, almost probing. Are you questioning my part of the project? I asked, keeping my voice neutral. He laughed lightly. No, man. I just want to understand it fully. We're a team, right? Yeah, a team, I echoed, but the words tasted hollow. I brushed it off, telling myself I was overthinking. Later that day, Emily Santos caught me in the hallway. "Caleb, are you okay?" she asked, tilting her head. "You look stressed." I forced a smile. "Just project stuff. Lucas keeps tweaking things in my code." Emily frowned. "Tweaking? That sounds weird. Are you sure he's being fair?" "I don't know," I admitted. "He's been different lately. Asking questions that feel personal. Like he wants to know exactly what I did." She gave me a cautious look. "Just trust your instincts. Sometimes people hide things behind charm." I nodded, but inside I felt a knot tightening. Could Emily be right? Could Lucas have a hidden motive? That afternoon, Lucas stayed behind after class. "I want to review the design alone," he said, eyes glinting. "Make sure everything's airtight." I hesitated. Okay. Do you want me to help?" He waved me off. "No, you go home. Relax. I'll handle it." Something didn't sit right, but I left my instincts behind, assuming he was just thorough. I watched him through the window as he flipped pages, muttering to himself, scribbling notes, occasionally glancing around. The next morning, I noticed a strange email in the school portal. The subject line froze me. "Project submission, Lucas Grant." I opened it. My heart dropped. The project draft, the one we had spent weeks on together, my ideas, my code, was submitted under Lucas's name to a different competition. My fingers shook as I read. I confronted him instantly. "Lucas, why did you submit our project without me?" He looked startled. "What are you talking about? Submitted it?" "Yes. It's all there under your name." My voice cracked. "Do you even realize what you did?" He leaned back, rubbing his forehead. "Caleb, calm down. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. I thought." "You thought what? That you could take my work and I wouldn't notice?" I yelled. My chest tightened, a mix of anger and betrayal making it hard to breathe. Lucas's smile flickered, replaced by something unreadable. It's just another competition. I didn't think it mattered." "Not think it matters?" "Lucas, this could ruin everything we worked for." He sighed, leaning forward. "Look, we're still a team. You'll still get credit in school. The other one is just, whatever." I shook my head, backing away. "Whatever? That's our project. My ideas. How can you just say whatever?" Emily appeared behind me, eyes wide. "Caleb, are you okay?" I waved her off, trying to steady my voice. "I will be. I didn't expect Lucas to do something like this." Lucas stood, trying to reach out. "Caleb, listen. I didn't mean to hurt you. It was just. Don't talk. Not now," I snapped. My hands shook, my stomach churned. I had trusted him completely. And now I didn't know what to believe. Later, sitting alone in the library, I replayed everything in my mind. Lucas's questions, his insistence on reviewing alone, the way he looked at my code, pieces fit together like jagged puzzle fragments. A small voice inside me whispered, I should have known something was off. Emily came over quietly. "You're thinking too much, Caleb. But maybe it's better you saw it now than later." I nodded, staring at the blank screen in front of me. My excitement for the project was still there, but now it was laced with suspicion and fear. Lucas's actions had shifted something fundamental. I wasn't just worried about winning anymore, I had to protect what was mine. And deep down, a cold resolve began to form. Lucas might have crossed a line, but I wasn't going to let this destroy me. I stared at the email again, Lucas Grant's name glaring at me like a neon sign in the dark. My hands shook and I could barely breathe. "No, this can't be real," I whispered, clutching my notebook. Lucas appeared in the doorway, stretching casually. "Caleb, you okay?" "Okay," I repeated, voice cracking. "Lucas, why is our project submitted under your name to the National Scholarship?" He blinked, pretending confusion. "Submitted? Wait, what are you talking about?" I shoved my laptop toward him. "This. Look at the email. Look at the attachment. It's my work, Lucas. Everything we designed together. And you." "Whoa, calm down," he interrupted, leaning against the wall. "Maybe you're misunderstanding. I thought it was just a backup submission." "A backup submission?" I yelled. "Lucas, this isn't some practice run. This is our chance. My ideas. Our project." He raised his hands. "I didn't mean to steal anything. Come on, Caleb. You know I wouldn't hurt you." My stomach sank. Hurt, anger, disbelief, I felt all of it at once. "Lucas, don't lie to me. I trusted you." "Trust me?" he said, his tone suddenly sharper. "Are you implying I'm lying?" Maybe you forgot we discussed submitting separate entries for exposure. I froze. My mind scrambled. Did we? No, we didn't, did we? The doubt he planted twisted inside me. I don't remember that. Exactly, he said smoothly. You probably just forgot. You've been so stressed about college, Caleb. I was only trying to help. Help? I shouted, pacing. You've ruined everything. Do you even realize what this could mean for my scholarship? Lucas shrugged, leaning back. Relax. I'm sure Mr. Evans will understand. He's fair. My hands clenched into fists. Fair? Lucas, this is my work. What if he believes you over me? Do you even care? I care, Caleb, he said softly, moving closer. But maybe you're overreacting. Let's just present it together. Nothing's lost. I shook my head, stepping back. Nothing's lost? Lucas, do you even hear yourself? You took my project and called it yours. He tilted his head, pretending innocence. I didn't call it mine. The email system just autofilled my name. You know how technology is. Mistakes happen. Autofilled your name? I laughed bitterly. Lucas, you're unbelievable. He smirked faintly, a flicker of mischief in his eyes. Or maybe I'm just smarter than you think. Anger and humiliation twisted together in my chest. My throat felt tight like I couldn't swallow. You don't get it. This scholarship, it's everything. You just jeopardized it. I didn't jeopardize it, he snapped, voice rising. I'm helping. You'll see. You'll thank me later. Help? I yelled, feeling tears sting my eyes. Do you even hear yourself? The hallway outside seemed suddenly suffocating. My classmates passed by, oblivious. I could feel their eyes, could sense their whispers. What if everyone found out Lucas stole my project? The thought burned with humiliation. I need air, I muttered, grabbing my backpack. Lucas stepped closer. Caleb, wait. You're overreacting. Let's just talk to Mr. Evans together, okay? I paused, heart hammering. Together? Or so you can spin your version first. Caleb, his tone softened, almost pleading. We can fix this. Don't blow it out of proportion. I shook my head, leaning against the wall, trying to control my racing thoughts. He's manipulating me, twisting my words, making me doubt myself. Later I found myself outside, pacing the courtyard. I replayed every conversation, every interaction with Lucas. His questions yesterday, the way he lingered over my notes, the way he insisted on reviewing the design alone. All of it clicked. Emily Santos appeared quietly, walking beside me. Caleb, are you okay? I let out a shaky breath. I don't know. Lucas, he submitted our project under his name. And now, I can't tell if he's lying or if I just imagined some of it. Emily frowned. That doesn't sound like imagining. Caleb, he did something wrong. You know it. Trust yourself. I want to, I admitted, voice barely above a whisper. But, what if Mr. Evans believes him? What if my chance is gone? Emily touched my arm gently. Then you fight for it. Don't let him get away with this. Her words hit me like a spark. Fight. Strategize. Protect what's mine. Later that evening, I sat alone at my desk, scribbling notes, planning my next steps. I reread every email, checked the timestamps, compared our original drafts. Every detail became a weapon. Lucas had underestimated me. He thought he could get away with this, twist the truth, and I'd be too naive to notice. Well, he had noticed. And now it was time to think carefully. I couldn't let anger ruin my judgment. I had to be precise. Every move mattered. Every word I said to Mr. Evans, to Lucas, to anyone involved, had to be calculated. I whispered to myself, almost like a promise, Lucas, you won't get away with this. Not if I can help it. The betrayal cut deep, but it also sparked something else, clarity. I would fight for my project. I would fight for my scholarship. And maybe, just maybe, I would prove to Lucas that stealing won't ever bring victory. I stared at my desk, scattered papers, laptops, and sticky notes forming a chaotic map of our project. The betrayal still burned in my chest, but now a new fire had started. Focus. I needed proof. Caleb, you okay? Emily Santos peeked in, concern etched on her face. I will be, I muttered, trying to sound calm. I just need to organize everything first. Emily raised an eyebrow. Organize everything? You look like a detective on a stakeout. I smiled faintly. Maybe I am. Evidence matters, Emily. I can't just sit back and do nothing. She nodded slowly. So what's the plan? I leaned back, thinking aloud. Timestamps, emails, draft versions, even our brainstorming sessions on video. Everything that proves this is my work. Emily frowned. Caleb, are you sure you want to go this far? I have to, I said firmly. If I don't, Lucas could walk into the scholarship interview and claim credit. I can't let that happen. Later, I met Miss Harper in her classroom. Miss Harper, can we talk privately? She gestured to a table near the window. Of course, Caleb. What's on your mind? I pulled out my laptop, showing her timestamps and draft notes. I need your guidance. Lucas submitted our project under his name. I have proof, but I'm not sure how to handle it. Should I confront him now or wait for the scholarship committee? Ms. Harper studied the screen carefully. This is solid evidence, Caleb. Lucas crossed a line. Confronting him alone could backfire. Your best bet is to prepare the committee. Let facts speak, not anger. I nodded slowly, absorbing her advice. So, I gather everything, stay calm, and expose him at the interview? Exactly, she said, smiling gently. You'll win on merit, not emotion. The next day, I met Jordan Lee in the lab reviewing our designs. Hey Caleb, he said looking up. How's the project coming? I forced a casual smile. Good. Just fine-tuning things. You. Same. Trying to make sure my submission is perfect, Jordan said, tapping his laptop. It's stressful, huh? I nodded. Yeah, but exciting. My mind wandered. Jordan always seemed professional, honest. No scheming, no shortcuts. A contrast to Lucas that only made my betrayal sting more. Listen, I said, lowering my voice, can I ask you something? Sure. Have you ever had a friend take credit for your work? Jordan blinked. No, but I'd hope I'd notice if someone tried. Why? I hesitated. Just thinking about how to handle a situation carefully. Not acting rashly, but protecting what's mine. Jordan nodded slowly. Make sure you have everything documented. Evidence always wins over emotion. I swallowed, nodding. Thanks. That helps. Later that afternoon, Lucas appeared, leaning casually against the doorframe. Caleb, working late again? Yes, I said, keeping my tone neutral. Just finalizing some things before the interview. Lucas smirked. You don't seem stressed at all. I'd be sweating if I were you. Yeah, I said, forcing a laugh. Stress doesn't help anyone. He raised an eyebrow. You're awfully calm for someone whose project might not go smoothly. I met his gaze steadily. Caleb Parker stays calm under pressure. You should try it sometime, Lucas. His smirk faltered slightly, but he recovered. Maybe I will. Anyway, don't forget to let me know if you need help. I nodded, pretending to consider it. Sure, thanks. As soon as Lucas left, I let out a shaky breath. My decision had to be firm. I had proof. I had advice. And I had a plan. I gathered the emails, drafts, and recordings into a single folder, checking everything twice. Each file, each timestamp, each note became armor for the upcoming confrontation. Emily peeked in again. Caleb, you look determined. I smiled faintly. I am. This is it. I can't hold back anymore. At the scholarship interview, the truth comes out. Lucas won't manipulate me. Not this time. Emily's smile was soft, reassuring. I believe in you. Just stay focused and calm. You've got this. I closed my eyes briefly, feeling the weight of my choice. Anger could destroy me. Hesitation could let Lucas win. But preparation would protect me. When I opened my eyes, the resolve was there. I'll do it, I said aloud, almost to myself. I'll expose Lucas. At the interview. Facts speak louder than lies. The moral dilemma still lingered. Part of me wanted to confront him privately, to scream at him for what he did, but another part knew that controlled strategy was stronger. I couldn't let emotion make me reckless. Later that night, I double-checked my evidence, replayed the brainstorming recordings, verified every draft timestamp. Each confirmation solidified my decision. Lucas had underestimated me. He thought charm and manipulation could win. But I had patience, preparation, and proof. And now, the next step was clear. At the scholarship interview, I would reveal the truth. Calm, collected, and undeniable. Lucas couldn't spin it, couldn't twist it. I whispered to myself, heart steadying, this is my project. My work. My chance. And no one will take it from me. The fire in my chest wasn't anger anymore. It was determination. And it would guide me to the truth. I leaned back in my chair, glancing at Lucas Grant across the lab table. Hey Lucas, do you think the committee might want the sensor calibration logs first? I asked casually, trying to keep my tone light. Lucas raised an eyebrow. Logs first? I thought we agreed on the AI model overview. Well, I said, shrugging, I read somewhere that judges like seeing validation data up front. Makes it more credible. Lucas hesitated, fingers hovering over the keyboard. Validation data, right? Maybe you're right. I nodded, hiding a small smile. Subtle panic. That's good. Later, Sophia Bennett sat beside me at the library table. Caleb, you're smiling. That's unusual. I'm just focused, I said, rifling through papers. Lucas is making a few mistakes. Nothing major, but enough to notice if I play it right. Sophia tilted her head. You're testing him? I have to, I admitted softly. He took everything from me. I can't just let it slide. But I don't want to stoop to the level of being cruel. I need to stay controlled. She placed a hand on my arm. You've always been smart about this. Don't let anger cloud your judgment. I nodded, appreciating her calm presence. Thanks. It helps having someone remind me why this is about integrity, not revenge. The next day, I asked Lucas, did you check the AI output logs from yesterday? There's a small discrepancy I noticed. Lucas frowned, leaning closer. Discrepancy? I didn't see any. Maybe you misread it? Maybe, I said, shrugging. But I'd double-check. Judges could notice a tiny difference, you know? He hesitated, biting his lip, clearly uncertain. I'll check it again. I smiled faintly. Exactly what I wanted. Later, I walked through the hallway with Emily Santos. Lucas seems off, she said, eyes narrowing. Yeah, I admitted. He's used to controlling everything, but now, he's second-guessing himself. It's a strange satisfaction. I won't lie. Emily raised an eyebrow. Satisfaction, from seeing him panic? Not exactly, I said quickly. It's poetic justice. He betrayed me. I'm just watching the cracks form. That evening I called Sophia. Hey, can you come over? I need someone to talk to. I'll be there, she said. Everything okay? I sighed, sitting on my bed, staring at the ceiling. Everything's fine on the surface. But Lucas, he's starting to slip. And I need to make sure I stay honest while he makes mistakes. It's harder than I thought. When Sophia arrived, she plopped down beside me. You look tense. Talk to me. I'm conflicted, I admitted. I want him to face consequences, but I also don't want to become the type of person who schemes just to win. He betrayed me, but I don't want that to define me. Sophia smiled softly. That's why you're stronger than him, Caleb. You care about doing the right thing. Don't lose that. I nodded, feeling a weight lift slightly. Thanks. I needed that. The next day in class, I tested Lucas again. Hey, did you update the project flowchart? I thought I saw a small error in the node connections. Lucas's face flushed. Flowchart? Error? Maybe. I'll check it. I could see him panicking inside, lips pressed tightly, fingers moving too fast over his tablet. Good. Keep faltering. During lunch, I caught him whispering to another student. Are you sure about these results? I heard him ask, voice low. I smiled to myself, taking a bite of my sandwich. Even his friends notice he's shaky now. Later, Emily approached me again. You're calm, but it's obvious you're doing something. Are you manipulating him? Not manipulating, I said carefully. Just guiding him to reveal his own mistakes. He betrayed me. I have to be careful, precise. That's all. Emily nodded slowly. I get it. Just stay true to yourself. Don't let anger take over. Walking home after class, I flashed back to better days. Lucas laughing beside me, helping me debug code late at night, cheering after small victories. Those memories stung harder than anything. I wanted to be angry at him, but a small part of me mourned the friendship we lost. At home, Sophia waited with a cup of tea. You're quiet today, she said. Just thinking, I admitted. It's strange, seeing someone I trusted crumble because of their own choices. It's satisfying, but it's also sad. She nodded, handing me the tea. Sometimes justice is messy, Caleb, but you're handling it the right way. I sipped the tea, feeling a mixture of calm and determination. Lucas was unraveling, yes, but I was keeping my integrity intact. I realized something important. I didn't need to rush. Every mistake he made, every crack in his facade, was part of a natural unraveling. I just had to be patient. Before bed, I reviewed the project files one more time. Lucas had no idea I had proof of my work ready. He was blind to the evidence, blind to the strategy forming in my mind. I whispered to myself, almost like a promise, keep going, Lucas. The more you slip, the closer you are to your own downfall. I'll stay honest. I'll stay smart. And it will all be clear soon. The room smelled faintly of polished wood and anticipation. I gripped my folder tighter, glancing at Lucas Grant across the table. His smile was too confident, too rehearsed. Caleb Parker, Mr. Evans said, voice calm but authoritative. We're ready for your presentation. I nodded, stepping forward. Thank you, sir. My hands didn't shake as much as I thought they would. I opened my folder, spreading out the draft versions, emails, and timestamps. Before I begin, I need to clarify something about the project submitted under Lucas Grant's name. Lucas's brow twitched. Clarify? Caleb, what are you? Lucas submitted our work as his own, I said firmly, looking directly at him. All the initial ideas, AI models, and drafts were co-created, but the version he submitted to the scholarship committee was entirely my work. I have evidence. He laughed lightly, trying to appear calm. Caleb, that's not exactly. Not exactly? I interrupted. Let me show you, sir. I handed Mr. Evans a folder with clear timestamps, draft iterations, and recorded brainstorming sessions. Every file, every note, every recorded session proves authorship. I was responsible for the majority of the project, Lucas assisted, but these submissions misrepresented the contribution. Lucas leaned forward, eyes narrowing. Caleb, that's a misunderstanding. The email system autofilled my name. You know how it happens. Autofilled your name? I asked, voice rising slightly. Lucas, do you expect anyone here to believe that? Ms. Harper, sitting quietly near the side, nodded at me encouragingly. Emily and Sophia were in the audience, eyes wide but supportive. I drew strength from their presence. Lucas, I said calmly, the timestamps are clear. You copied my drafts, my final model, and submitted them as your own. You didn't consult me before sending it. He ran a hand through his hair. Caleb, you're exaggerating. It's not like I stole your work. We worked together. We worked together, yes, I said, holding up a printed email thread. But you presented it as entirely yours. That's theft, Lucas. That's misrepresentation. You crossed a line. A committee member leaned forward. Lucas Grant, do you have a response? He swallowed, fingers drumming nervously on the table. Well, I thought it was fine. We shared ideas. Caleb, he's overreacting. Overreacting? I repeated, tone sharp. I trusted you. I considered you my best friend, Lucas. And you submitted my work as your own. Do you understand how serious this is? Lucas hesitated, and for the first time I saw his confident facade crack. His lips pressed tight, eyes darting to the side. I didn't mean. You didn't mean? I echoed. Intent doesn't erase action. You betrayed our friendship and the integrity of this project. Another committee member spoke up. Lucas, the evidence presented here is clear. Are you denying these timestamps and emails? Lucas stuttered, face pale. There must be some mistake. Maybe I submitted the wrong version? Wrong version? I said incredulously. This isn't a mistake. You deliberately submitted my drafts as yours. The logs show you reviewed the final version alone without informing me. Lucas's shoulders slumped slightly. I didn't think. Didn't think? I said, feeling a strange mix of triumph and sadness. Lucas, you thought you could take credit and get away with it? You underestimated me. And now, the truth is here. Sophia and Emily exchanged a glance, their quiet support grounding me. I took a deep breath. Sir, the intention is not to humiliate but to ensure fairness. The scholarship should reflect actual work. I have proof, and I request the committee consider this evidence when deciding. Mr. Evans studied the materials carefully. Thank you, Caleb. Lucas, these are serious allegations and the documentation is thorough. Do you acknowledge these findings? Lucas's voice dropped. Yes, but nothing, I said softly but firmly. The facts are clear. You can't twist this. He ran a hand down his face, finally looking defeated. Caleb, I messed up. I didn't realize. It's too late for excuses, I said, swallowing the lump in my throat. What matters is that the truth is revealed. A silence fell. Lucas's panic was evident now, his usual charm gone. I felt a pang of guilt, he was still my friend or had been. The triumph felt bittersweet. Exposing him was necessary, but it wasn't easy. Mr. Evans leaned back. Caleb Parker, your evidence is compelling. Lucas Grant, your actions have consequences. This committee takes integrity seriously. Caleb, you may continue with your presentation. I nodded, setting aside the confrontation folder, my hands steady. I walked through the AI model, the sustainability tracker, and the final results, fielding questions confidently. Emily and Sophia's nods gave me reassurance, grounding me in the rightness of my actions. Lucas sat silently, avoiding eye contact, his earlier arrogance replaced with visible shame. A committee member whispered to another, clearly noting the change in demeanor. I felt the subtle satisfaction of seeing truth prevail, but also the heaviness of losing a friendship. After the presentation, I stepped outside briefly, taking a deep breath. It's done, I whispered to myself. The evidence is out. The truth is clear. Sophia appeared beside me. You did it, she said softly. I did, I admitted, voice heavy with a mix of relief and guilt. But it doesn't feel like a victory. It's complicated. Emily joined us, smiling gently. Sometimes the right thing isn't easy, Caleb. You stayed honest even when it hurt. I nodded, feeling the weight of both justice and loss. Lucas's betrayal was exposed. Integrity prevailed. And yet, a part of me mourned what we once had. As we walked back inside, I whispered quietly, more to myself than anyone else. This is what fairness looks like. Truth matters. And I'll carry that with me no matter the cost. The hallway was quieter than usual. Whispers followed Lucas Grant wherever he walked, subtle but unmistakable. I caught snippets. He plagiarized Caleb's work. I can't believe he did that. The recognition I had earned came at a cost I hadn't anticipated. Sophia, I said, lowering my backpack on the bench outside, it's strange. I feel relief but also a sadness. She sat beside me, giving a small smile. I know. Seeing Lucas face the consequences, it's necessary, but it doesn't erase the friendship you lost. I rubbed my temples. It's just, I trusted him. I considered him a brother. And now, it's like a part of my past burned away. Sophia nodded. That's the price of integrity sometimes. Doing the right thing isn't always easy, Caleb. But you stayed honest. I did, I said quietly. And it feels good but not completely victorious. It's complicated. Later, I met Ms. Harper in her classroom. Caleb, she said warmly, I saw the committee's decision. They recognized your work fully. You handled everything admirably. Thank you, I said. But I can't shake the feeling of emptiness. Lucas's betrayal, it hurts more than winning the scholarship. Ms. Harper leaned back, thoughtful. Betrayal cuts deep because it's personal. But your response shows growth. You didn't retaliate. You proved integrity matters. That's more valuable than recognition. I nodded slowly. I guess. I needed to see that the truth can prevail without me becoming someone I'm not. But losing him as a friend, that's still painful. True, Ms. Harper said gently. But some people reveal who they are through their choices. Lucas did. You responded with who you are. That's the lesson. Walking past the display case in the lobby, I froze. Our project was mounted proudly, Caleb Parker's name shining clearly, Lucas Grant absent. I stared at the AI environmental tracker, the sensors, the carefully labeled diagrams. My fingers brushed the glass, and a mix of pride and melancholy swelled inside me. Sophia, look at this, I whispered, voice low. It's everything we worked for, but without him. Sophia nodded, placing a hand over mine. Sometimes closure comes quietly, Caleb. This is yours. You earned it honestly. I exhaled, watching students glance at the project, some whispering admiration. It should have been joy, but it felt like a complicated victory. I had recognition, yes, but the absence of Lucas's presence made the achievement bittersweet. Later, I encountered Lucas in the library. He avoided my eyes, stacking books mechanically. Caleb, he murmured, voice low. I paused, gripping my notebook. Lucas, I said evenly. I saw the apology you left for Ms. Harper. He nodded quickly. I know I ruined things. I didn't think. I thought I could get away with it. I'm sorry, Caleb. Sorry? I asked, tone calm. You're right, it's too late. The truth is out, the committee knows, and the work is recognized. Saying sorry doesn't change what happened. I know, he admitted, shoulders slumping. I never realized. I took everything for granted. You deserved better. I felt a pang of sorrow. Lucas, we were friends. And now we can't be. But I hope you learn from this. That's all I can wish for you. He nodded silently, eyes downcast. I do. I really do. I hope you forgive me one day. I shook my head gently. Forgiveness, maybe. But trust? That's gone. You broke it. And it can't be fixed so easily. As he walked away, I felt a strange mix of relief and lingering grief. The friendship was gone, but the lesson remained. I had grown, learned the value of perseverance, honesty, and emotional resilience. Later that evening, Emily Santos called. Caleb, congrats on the recognition. It's amazing. Thanks, Emily, I said, smiling faintly. But, it's complicated. The win feels hollow without Lucas, you know? I understand, she said softly. But remember what you did. You stayed true to yourself. That's more important than any trophy or scholarship. I nodded, feeling warmth spread through my chest. Yeah, you're right. It's just hard to separate the victory from the pain. Sophia later joined me on the porch, watching the sunset. Caleb, look at that light, she said, gesturing at the sky. It's not about who's beside you. It's about who you are now, what you've become. I inhaled deeply, letting the colors of the sunset fill me. You're right, Sophia. I've learned. I've grown. Betrayal hurt me, but it also shaped me. I'll carry the lesson, and I'll keep moving forward. She smiled, squeezing my hand gently. Exactly. Trust yourself. Persevere. And remember, integrity always shines through. I nodded, looking at the project display one last time before leaving the campus. The AI tracker gleamed under the lights, a symbol of hard work, honesty, and lessons learned. Lucas's absence marked the cost of betrayal, but the integrity and recognition I earned marked my personal transformation. Walking into the evening, I whispered quietly, almost to myself, victory is bittersweet, yes, but it's mine. And I'll carry it, lessons and all, into the future. The sunset bathed everything in warm hues, and for the first time in weeks, I felt at peace. The scholarship certificate felt heavier in my hands than I expected. It wasn't just paper, it was proof of every late night, every line of code, every compromise I refused to make. Sophia, Emily, I did it, I said quietly, almost in disbelief. You earned it, Caleb, Sophia replied, smiling gently. Honestly, I'm proud of you. Emily nodded, her eyes bright. You stayed true to yourself. That matters more than any trophy. I glanced down at the certificate again. It's strange. It feels like a victory, but it's also empty. Lucas isn't here, and part of me still aches for what we lost. Sophia squeezed my shoulder. Loss hurts, yes. But think about what you gained. Self-respect, integrity, proof that honesty pays off. I let out a slow breath. You're right. I learned that winning isn't just about recognition. It's about being proud of who I am. Later, I met Ms. Harper in the hallway. Caleb, congratulations, she said warmly. You handled everything with maturity. Lucas's betrayal was unfortunate, but you turned it into a lesson. Thank you, I said softly. It still stings, but I see the bigger picture now. Betrayal is part of life. What matters is how I respond. Ms. Harper nodded. Exactly. Your response defines your character, not theirs. Walking past the display case one last time, I paused. The AI tracker glimmered under the overhead lights, proudly labeled Caleb Parker. No trace of Lucas's involvement remained. I felt a pang of sadness but also clarity. This was mine. Every success, every achievement built honestly. Sophia, I murmured, seeing this, it's satisfying, but it's not just about winning. It's about proving to myself that I don't compromise my values. She smiled softly. That's a lesson you'll carry forever. And it will guide you in everything you do. Later, Emily caught up with me as I stepped outside. So what's next, Caleb? I looked at the sunset, warm light washing over the campus. I don't know exactly. But I know this. I'll continue working hard, staying true to myself and embracing challenges without fear. Betrayal will happen again, I'm sure, but integrity? That's mine to keep. Emily laughed softly. That's a good answer. I smiled faintly, thinking about the road ahead. I guess I'm ready for a new chapter. A real one without shortcuts or false friendships. Sophia and Emily walked beside me, quiet but supportive. It feels like a fresh start, Sophia said, glancing at me. It is, I said. It's new beginnings, lessons learned, and the understanding that I can rely on myself. That's stronger than any award. I stopped near the edge of the campus lawn, letting the breeze brush my face. I'm proud of what I achieved, and I'm proud of how I did it. Sophia nodded. And that's what counts, Caleb. Not the recognition. Not the trophy. Your growth and integrity, that's the real victory. I looked back one last time at the building where everything happened. Laughter, collaboration, betrayal, and triumph. I'll remember the pain, but I'll also remember the strength I found. Lucas's choices don't define me. I do. The sunset bathed the campus in golden light, soft and warm. I inhaled deeply, feeling the weight of the past release from my shoulders. A new beginning, I whispered to myself. One I'll face on my own terms with honesty and resolve. Emily smiled. Here's to your future, Caleb. Sophia squeezed my hand. To the next chapter. I nodded, chest full of quiet determination. The scholarship was a milestone, yes, but more importantly, it was proof that I could overcome betrayal, stay true to myself, and move forward stronger than before. Walking into the evening, I felt a sense of peace I hadn't known in weeks. The path ahead was unknown, but I was ready. And for the first time in a long time, I was excited to see where it would lead.